Well, good morning and welcome to Mayor's Weekly. We're pleased to have you with us this morning, and I'm excited in that I'm seeing hints of spring, and had some really nice sunshine. I think there's more to come, and when spring breaks, a lot of other things break as well, and outdoor activities being one of them. Is that right, Brent?
Exactly.
And joining me today is Brent McCarver, and our city has been host to a softball tournament now maybe for 9 years. Is that what you told me, Brent?
Actually, I found out it's been 13, but 9 consecutive yet.
9 consecutive years, and that's going to take place in our city next week. And Brent plays a key role in bringing it all together. And I'm going to get Brent just to talk about, give you an overview of what we can expect. And then, Brent, what I'd like to wrap up with is, we have events in the city, and there's talk about economic benefit, but in so many cases, the economic benefit is nothing more than kind of a guess. But with this, we can quantify much of how we're impacted. Right. And Brent, I believe it's an SIAC tournament, is that correct?
Yes, it's Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, which is predominantly in the southeast.
Right.
Mostly made up of HBCUs, which are historically black conference colleges, universities. Tuskegee and Miles would be the two closest to us. Of course, Miles and Birmingham that take part. But it's a 12-team league. Well, actually, it's a 16-team league, but there are 12 softball teams. As far away as Kentucky and South Carolina be coming to town, Georgia, Tennessee. So it's really a big deal. There's 308 coaches and players, and of course they have some fans and family that travel with them. We generally have all of our hotel rooms full. They'll come in sometime on Wednesday and they'll leave sometime on Saturday. So that's, again, that is
Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday. Yeah, three nights.
3 nights, eating, gas,
and we will max out our lodging space in the city.
Yes, sir.
So that's measurable.
It is very much
we
so.
know they rent the room.
Right.
You talk to the owners of these lodging facilities that you get confirmation of that.
We do.
You don't have to wonder if they've gone off to stay somewhere else.
Right.
They rent the room.
They do. As a matter of fact, I worked yesterday with one of the coaches, excuse me, from Savannah State, they had dropped the ball. They hadn't got the rooms yet. So I sent them some hotels here locally. The thing about it being colleges and universities, you take the bass tournament, for instance. Those folks don't necessarily all stay in Jasper.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them stay across anywhere that touches the lake or whatever, they'll drive in. But these universities, of course, they want to keep an eye on their team, so they stay as close to the fields as they can. They're not looking for, high-level lodging or something they'd have to go to Birmingham to have. So they're all here.
They're not looking for a discounted deal or anything like that.
No.
A quality place to stay.
That's exactly right. And they also, we've worked this year probably harder than in the past with the coaches and the 8 athletic directors. We know for a fact 3 of our restaurants have reservations for anywhere from 18 to 26 on Thursday night for dinner. They eat here in town sometimes 3 times a day, and they're constantly asking us. We have a list of partners that help put it together, like a small foothills, but we get them information out. Main Street is involved again, getting them some of the restaurants offer team discounts. So you'll be seeing them in town. If you see these teams or whatever, welcome them. Let them know you're glad they're here.
The best way to identify them is the large buses they travel in.
That's exactly
right.
And
it'll have the institution's name on the bus, won't it?
Yes, sure will.
And well, Brent, let's talk about kicks off on Wednesday, and I know you and others that have worked with you organize some events for the participants, coaches, whatever. Kind of give us an overview of what will happen there.
Just historically, and most people will probably think 9 years, we didn't know this was happening, but I have to say, prior to when you had come to office, and then we came in and we were looking at revenue sources and things for the city, this was going on for a long time, really under the radar. The city had not done a lot to promote it. Councilman Moore, of course, has been huge going back to when he was in Park and Rec, putting this together. Willie was just named state Park and Rec president, I believe.
Right.
And so he's connected to these universities. And you got Willie, you got a gentleman, most people will know, Ken Marbury, who is actually police chief in Oakman. But Ken lives here in Jasper, and then former Park and Rec employee Greg Ferris, Sandy's husband, that works with Park and Rec now. They've been really big in putting this together for years, and one of the things, when we looked at the calendar, Willie came and said, look, this is a way we could generate some money, generate some other things, and to be honest, we don't know what it's going to be yet, but with the upcoming sports complex, we don't know with this conference. They have volleyball, baseball, basketball, all kinds of sports that we could bring here as part of sports tourism. But this year we've really expanded with, Main Street has really hopped on board with a lot of things for the city as a whole, not just downtown. And with that, we'll have a kickoff pep rally on Wednesday, March the 9th, when the teams get here. It'll be 6:30 to 8:30 downtown. Of course, Coca-Cola is a big part of everything we do here. We'll have a DJ music downtown. The restaurants will be open and having specials for this. Hopefully to have the teams here. We've invited every high school softball team in the county, their coaches and their team to come. Then we're really excited this year. We're adding in Thursday, as the colleges are playing on Memorial Park fields. On the fifth field, we'll be having two local high school games. It was hard to work out with scheduling, but this year we're able to have Summerton Christian playing Oakman and Cordova playing Corner. And hopefully next year, we've talked with Jasper and some others, we can expand that and have more high school games going on as well. Thursday night, they'll play. Thursday, I'm sorry. They start at 10 Thursday morning with the first pitch, and they'll play roughly through about 6 o'clock. And then on Friday, we have several local business sponsors put together. We'll be feeding all the coaches and players at the Civic Center Friday night. They play Friday 11 to about 7, and then Saturday they'll play 11, I think until 4, and then they leave town on Saturday. So they'll be at Chick-fil-A, Subway, they'll be at Walmart, they'll be all around. So it's a really good time.
Well, Wednesday evening, the potential for a large crowd in downtown Jasper tonight. I think you mentioned 300 coaches and players that are coming, and then you've invited the softball teams to come. So without question, we'll see a nice gathering in downtown Jasper.
We think so. And of course, now the teams arrive, the Kentucky State team, everybody will know this, that they've got the big green and gold banner down the bus with the big Mustang, yellow Mustang on it. Everybody sees it every year and wonders who they are. They generally get here pretty early. They may be, the South Carolina team's probably actually the furthest away, but Kentucky would be the next, and they generally get here pretty early. But the teams arrive on up into the evening on Wednesday, so they'll be getting here. But one thing we did want to do is encourage. In one of our meetings this year, we were discussing how many young ladies over the years that this conference tournament has allowed coaches to interact or see some of the local talent. They end up getting scholarships to some of these schools. And how many young ladies we had go to Miles from the county and play sports at Miles. So we urged Miles alum to come out and view the games.
Well, it's a great event. It bodes well for our city, and as you pointed out, given the relationship that we have with these schools, that we get our sportsplex in place of whatever, I think it's without question that we will see expanded activities
Yes.
from this group.
No
And,
question.
And then, whatever else it brings, I think we're going to really be pleased with it. I was talking to somebody the other day, and it's so important to remember. A lot of folks who built sportsplexes on the basis of bringing in what's called travel ball
Right.
to pay for those sportsplexes, and they're dependent on that. Our sportsplex is not dependent on that, and if the only folks that play in our sportsplex are young folks of the city of Jasper,
Right.
that can be just fine.
Exactly.
We're not going to be beat down by promoters or whatever if we can bring that to town under a plan that we can be mutually agreed upon.
Yeah.
That's good. But if it's all for the promoter and none for Jasper, this mayor will not make that trade.
Agreed.
And,
Agreed.
good. So exciting times. I hope that next week, if you are looking for something to do, these tournaments will be taking place at Memorial Park. Is
Yeah,
that right?
Yes. All the fields will be utilized, so they'll be
Right.
going on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Come downtown on Wednesday evening, visit with these folks, grab something to eat, and just enjoy downtown Jasper. So just another exciting piece of Jasper, and we know that will grow. And Brent, I know the weather forecast is a little rainy in the early part of the week, but it looks like it
Right.
clears up,
Think
and
so.
we should have a good weather forecast. So good to be with you today, and send us your questions, and we'll be happy to get you an answer, and we'll look forward to being back with you next week, and maybe we can give you a report on how things went on Wednesday evening in downtown Jasper.
Sure.
Thank you for joining us, Brent.
Thank you.